I've always been proud of coming from a continent which God has blessed with incredible fauna and flora. The pride of Africa lies not only in its beautiful and accommodating people, but also in our age-old ability to work with nature and live in harmony with it. Yet it is clear, money truly is the root of all evil. We've forgotten who we are and are clearly willing to sell our souls, our heritage, that which makes us us, for some coins. The murder of Voortrekker, one of Namibia's most revered elephants, saw a controversial rift deepen between conservationists in our management of the flora and fauna we have been charged with protecting.
The main problem with Voortrekker is not that they shot an old bull that was supposedly post-breeding, but it was in the way that it was done. They abused, in fact, the problem animal permit system, which doesn't actually give them the right to go and shoot just any elephant. Now, if there was a problem elephant, they can only destroy it in terms of their own law if it was posing a threat to human life or an imminent threat or had killed someone. That's the only reason why you can do it, because it's a specially protected species like rhinos and hippos and all of that. So firstly, the permit system was basically abused to justify a hunt that, if they had been more transparent about it, of course, they would never have done so. What really transpired out there is, in Omachete, is that there is a smaller herd that's constantly looking for water because this is the main problem in that area. And there's a small part of the smaller herd moved into an area where there had been rains recently because they can smell it. And they were trying to get to water, and in the process of looking for water, found water installation. They will break off pipes just because they know there's water in there. But it wasn't Voortrekker at all. Voortrekker was shot 70 kilometers away from where all of this happened. So there was total misrepresentation about this from the get-go. What seems to have been the case is that, I went back to look for that small herd myself because I'm trying to address the issues, the real problems, as it became very evident from tracking the hunters that they couldn't find the elephant herd that they were looking for. So instead opted to just go and shoot old Voortrekker, who was really, really tame. You could literally, could have put the gun to his head and he would just, look at you. He was, so tame you could touch him. He's been around humans for a long, long time. So they obviously just took the easy option, and the allegation is that the permit was only issued after the actual hunting was done, and also lots of problems about how the whole secrecy around it. Normally when you destroy a problem animal like that, the meat will go to the local community, but none of that happened. That elephant was literally picked up, everything intact. They took everything and just left like a patch of blood in the bush. The instructions were to not leave any remains behind. So there was definitely a thing of covering this up all the time. So in the larger picture, the problem is that the hunt was done in an illegal way. He was not a problem animal. He was never a problem animal. Even if there was, even if they did shoot the right elephant, they were still not legally entitled to do so. The ministry seems to think, because they now have this wide policy, that the new policy lets them off the hook because it somehow cancels the law out. It doesn't work like that. The law is still the law. The ordinance is still applicable. So whoever signed the permits had knowingly violated their own regulations throughout. But there is this thing at the moment that everybody wants to hunt an elephant because your elephant hunts are $100,000 US. So everybody wants to get their hands on an elephant hunt. And we know that the elephant population numbers have been vastly exaggerated. The Ministry of Environment and Tourism claims that we have no fewer than 25,000 elephants in Namibia, and they base this on kind of a thumb suck that's based on a base count of 7,500 back in 95, which they claim grew at 3.3% to where we are now at 24,000 elephants. Now, if you do the maths on this, you can see, if the elephants actually did grow, elephant population did grow at 3.3%, from 7,500 at most, if there was no die-off, if there was no poaching, if there was no human encroachment on the range areas, if they were not stressed in any way, they were optimum breeding conditions that would give about 3.3%. There could not mathematically be more than 14,771 elephants in this country. And yet they claim 24,000, 25,000. So where did that come from? That figure, it became quite apparent, is because somebody decided that community-based natural resource management is supposed to have increased our game population out there threefold. Not true. But at the same time, whoever did this also thought that means that the population growth figure has to be 3 times 3.3%, because it's only when you calculate it 9.9% that you can get to 24,000 elephants. And that has not ever happened in the history of the study of elephants. It's biologically impossible and it's mathematically impossible.
Some people may not be aware of the blessing that our wildlife is to the country, as the world more and more transforms into a concrete jungle.
It is absolutely shocking. When the thing is, you have people who are in charge of things that they don't understand. The fact that we supposedly are looking after our game is what keeps our tourism industry alive. It is the last pulse that's still, ticking in our economy. So we're at risk of now killing that too. If tourism goes, there's no other, nothing on the horizon that's going to help us. This economy is going to go the Zimbabwean way very, very quickly. It is not possible. It is not possible. I repeat again, it is not possible for there to be 24,000, 25,000 elephants in this country. If there were, we would be seeing a massive corresponding increase in human-wildlife conflict, because what has increased threefold is the human population. And all of these elephant herds that they claim are there are supposedly in areas where it's densely populated, like the Zambezi region, and also they're talking about the West Cape River. But there is nothing left in the West Cape River because of the Botswana fence along the southern border. So we are these elephants.
Worldwide, there have been calls for human beings to stop the abuse of animals, and the situation just seems to be exacerbated by greed.